All right. Woo! Part 2. I had a it wasn't my internet that went down, it wasn't ChatGPT and a rare MacBook. I use Apple computers. I love Apple computers, I've used them forever. In a rare failure, my MacBook actually froze up on me when we were doing our little ChatGPT exercise here. Like, "Oh my god, I can't believe this ChatGPT went down. People are gonna hate AI and think that, 'Look at this, you see? We can't rely on ChatGPT.'" Well, ChatGPT and the internet might go down, probably not wanting as much time off as your employees do, but it can actually happen, and that's what happened to us here today. Let's get back to what we were actually talking about earlier. So I was talking about how can we use Chat GPT or any of the large language models, right? I have them all, Gemini, Claude, and you know what? We might even try this in Claude. We'll experiment with another large language model, but how can we use it to help us um, benefit us and help round out our thinking. You know, I'm a huge fan of AI and automation. And again, I'm going to reiterate for you in this age of AI and automation, what are the skills that are going to be in demand and always be in demand? Well, the ones that everyone says they have: critical thinking, complex problem solving, data literacy, which includes statistical thinking, data analysis, innovation, and of course, strategic thinking, which is probably the one that if I put a quiz up, I guarantee the majority of the people wouldn't pass what actual strategic thinking is. Actually, if you go out on Chat GPT and search the GPTs, you'll find I call it Stratabot. It's a strategic assessment um, prompt that I wrote that it has fantastic reviews. It does a really good job of doing a segmentation analysis for you and your customer. It does a fantastic job at psychographics. It does the Porter's Five Forces model. It does pestle analysis. All the great stuff that strategic thinkers know how to do and they understand the meaning of, but yet they don't. So what we were doing is, remember, earlier, before this crashed on us, and unfortunately it crashed on us, let me go back to Chat GPT here in a second and share with you the screen that we were using earlier. So I'm going to share that screen with you because we were talking about how can we use Chat GPT or the similar Claude Gemini Pro to help us with our brainstorming or help round out our thinking. And in the case that I was sharing with you, is we were going to use Chat GPT. I'm going to open that up right now for us, and I'm going to show you the script that we actually put in. We're going to use Chat GPT to help us in advance think about this problem. And here it says, I'm working on a healthcare revenue cycle management project. The length of time it takes to render a decision on a healthcare claim has increased by 50%. Help me brainstorm some potential causes to evaluate Create a detailed fishbone diagram of potential causes that can result in the increased time to render a decision on a claim. So let's go ahead. I'm going to rerun there and I'm going to say, do not create an image. We don't want to do that. Do not create an image. So we're gonna make sure that Chat GPT, remember it created that ugly image for us. We're not interested in that image. Do not create an image. Image, if I could spell image, we're gonna hit go and let's see what happens here. We're gonna run this prompt a second time. And Chat GPT is very cordial. Here it goes. It is answering that question for us, right? So it says, all right, here are some things that could possibly be creating a problem. Note that it was different than our previous response. It remembered our previous response and is thinking to itself, hey, maybe Dan wants something different. And again, while this is running, I'm Dan Feliciano, owner of OpEx90. We do strategy and change work. We do data analytics, Lean Six Sigma training and certification. And if you take my class and pass it, and you take an exam that's issued by the Thayer School of Engineering. You'll get a Lean Six Sigma certification from them. Well, look how beautiful this is. Look at this. In the age of Lean Six Sigma and AI, why aren't we taking great advantage of this? So look at it here. It came up with bones, people, right? That's a typical bone. And then it says trained and competent, workload and staffing, communication issues. Then it said processes, workflow inefficiencies, bottlenecks in the claim processing. So it is giving us a host of potential causes for us to go back and further evaluate. But we're not done here. Let's say we're interested in really understanding number two in those processes. We want to have more detail. Give me something more to chew on. You might say, this is too obvious, right? I want something different. So here's what we're going to do is we're going to say for each of for each of the for each of the for each of the two processes listed items. Note here, I'm referencing to this processes listed items or causes, listed potential causes. We'll keep our vernacular nice and clean. List three more potential causes. Now check this out. Let's see. Do you think this is going to work, or are we going to have a computer crash again this time? So what we're doing is ChatGPT already did a nice job for us, right? Identifying some categories and then some potential causes listed under each category. For instance, data quality, inaccurate and incomplete patient data, errors in the claim documentation, all sorts of good stuff. But now what we're doing is we're asking it to give us three more potential causes for each bone under the processes. This is where my computer crashed last time. It wasn't ChatGPT. It was my computer. So here you go. Now it is digging into more detail and it's given us sub detail and potential causes for those processes. So watch what we're scrolling up here, folks. This is so freaking cool. Certainly, here are additional potential causes for each of the subcategories listed under processes. Remember, we had workflow inefficiencies. Let's go back and take a look. We'll come back up here. We're scrolling, we're scrolling, we're scrolling. Processes, workflow inefficiencies. It had bottlenecks and redundant steps. So now we've taken that workflow process, the workflow inefficiencies and task prioritization issues. It gave us poor prioritization of urgent claims, lack of clear criteria for prioritizing claims. So what it has done, it went through and found three more subcategories of potential issues. So this right here, this is a really nice document that we can use to help us jumpstart our brainstorming and hopefully get us down that right path, right? So you can see without having a lot of information about our processes, just the revenue cycle management, the time to render a decision on a claim, it came up with some fantastic categories for us to get moving on. So I hope you can appreciate how this can actually help you in your day-to-day work. Now, we can even go further. Let's do one more thing. And let's see, create a list. Watch this. Create a list of three possible problem statements for the time to render a decision. Time to render a decision. A decision. Look at that. So we ask it, ChatGPT, to help us. Watch, we hit off and it's going. It right now it's thinking certainly, right? The current healthcare process, the claim healthcare processing workflow has experienced significant inefficiencies, resulting in a 50% increase in the time to render a decision. This delay is primarily due to bottlenecks, right? We never want to imply a cause nor solution. This is for amateurs, right? So look at this. ChatGPT using the data from our fishbone diagram and everything that we provided implied a cause or solution. Never would any of us really do that in real life. But you can see the benefits. I think you can see the benefits right now of how using Chat GPT to augment some of the work that we're doing. We could have easily just asked Chat GPT, hey, provide a handful of metrics or measures that we should consider for this project. And let's see what happens. We're having fun here, folks. Stick around. Don't try this at home. I'm a paid professional. So let's go ahead and do this right here and create a list of 10 potential metrics to evaluate this problem. Let's say let's say we're with a dishonest consulting group and we sleazed our way into a healthcare project to do this. And now we need to make believe we know what we're doing. Believe it or not, that happens more often than you think. And now we need to start thinking about other metrics that we can use. Create a list of potential metrics to evaluate this problem. Bam! We're going to hit go. And here we go. Average time to render a decision, right? Let's see what else it comes up with. So now it's coming up with all sorts of metrics that we could possibly use in this project, um, that we would have probably gotten from our SciPot diagram or from our subject matter experts to help us understand what metrics that we might want to track. And then you can even go even further. I could have, watch this. When you click this little pencil here, we're going to rewrite that prompt, create a list of 10 potential metrics, including, watch this. Don't try this at home, folks. I'm a paid professional, including operational definitions. Oh, look at that. Misspelled. Bam. Watch what's going to happen. Not only is it going to create a list of metrics for us, but it's also going to help us write an operational definition. Now, this might not be the perfect document, right? We always have to go back and check it. But look at this. This is fantastic. Average claim processing time. Operational definition. The total time taken from submission of a healthcare claim to the final decision, averaged across all claims. How would we calculate? It's the sum of processing times for all claims divided by the claims processed. So you can see it may not be perfect, but it is a fantastic starting point for us. So, folks, what do you think about that? Do you think that we can use Chat GPT as a way of augmenting or at least helping us think through problems? You've heard me say that I can also write a prompt that says, "Hey, I have a tendency to um, favor technology solutions. I love technology solutions, right? I think we need to be more technology driven because technology doesn't ask for raises. Technology doesn't want more vacation time. Technology doesn't call in sick to go to the baseball games. And I think as we're getting there, this is going to become more commonplace. So again, AI, right? In the age of AI and automation, the skills that we need going forward are critical thinking, complex problem solving, data literacy, which includes statistical thinking, right? Data analytics, innovation. How do you take advantage of this innovation, or are you going to let this innovation take advantage of you, right? If you don't leverage AI, you're going to be leveraged out of work by AI. And then, of course, strategic thinking. So I just wanted to give you a little snapshot. I probably have, at this point now, over 75 process improvement, operational excellence prompts that I use to help foster creativity, help me think through ideas, and leverage AI as it's never been leveraged before. So I hope you take advantage of it. Don't get leveraged out of work. If your job is routine and it's rules based, you're going to be screwed. If your job is keeping track of someone's calendar or events, you're going to be screwed by this. So get on the train, folks. Learn these skills, and we're here to help you. Remember, with Lean Six Sigma training and certification, you basically hit every base on there, and you're on your way to having an evergreen career. Ciao.